your yoga practice. One to master or one to partner. The first week we explored the question. Secondly, we explored mastery and effort. And thirdly, we explored into partnering or partnership. So again, is our yoga about mastering or partnering? So your yoga invitation for today is throughout your practice, allow my cues to guide you towards partnering and away from the effects of attempting mastery. Namaste. We're going to gift ourselves these few moments in centering stillness. Please arrive on your mat in your easy seated pose, whatever serves your body here today. Soften the eyes with a gazing downwards or closing of your eyes. And then we allow the palms to face upwards, thumbs to touch the index fingers, creating this circle of wholeness, unity, union. Arrive into settling into clarity, and clarity into connection. Welcome to your mat today. And with your very next breath, we'll invite some warming practices as we review the question. A receiving breath as the arms reach outwards and rise all the way upwards. A releasing breath as the thumbs travel to your heart center. Receive, reaching, rising. Releasing breath, let the thumbs travel back to your heart center. Just begin to recognize this connection between body and breath. Please invite one more practice and deepen into the breath body. And with our very next breath, let the arms and the fingers reach all the way upwards, separating the palms, opening the arms to the wingspan, and then create your sun god arms. elbows bend, separate the fingers, draw the elbows back. Seated spinal waves from here. A receiving breath. Feel the opening through the front body, gazing upwards. A releasing breath. Let's bow the head. Let's draw the elbows towards the front body. Bow the head in between the arms, rounding through their whole back body. That's rising back up. Opening the arms out to Sun God. Open the front body. The releasing breath. Draw the elbows together. Bow the head down. Open the back body. Deepen into the breath body. Couple more cycles here. And we begin to observe. Is our yoga practice here one of effort to master, or one of partnering in partnership? The next time you are into the Sun God arms, receive another breath. Reach the arms all the way up. As you release this breath, bring the arms forward. A little upper back shoulder opening. Sweep the left arm underneath the right arm. Bend the left elbow. Lengthen the spine. Receive a deep breath. And as you release the breath, just let the body start to travel over to the left side. Pause, receive a breath, observe, notice, check in. Keep the arm close to the shoulder height, please. Eyes can gaze over towards the right fingers. You can just lightly keep moving back and forth. You can allow the body to move and pause with that to recognize healthy edges, deepness of breath. How about one more breath here? Come back into the center. Slowly, slowly come back. Let's open the arms out to the wingspan this time. Thumbs up, open through the front body again, releasing breath. Here we go. Arms circle back towards the front. Right arm sweeps under the left arm. Bend the right elbow. Left arm by shoulder height. Lengthening spine. We're ready. Release a breath. Start to let the body turn to the right. So the right arm is kind of encouraging this upper back movement, this shoulder movement. Notice when the movement travels down towards the hip area. Check in. Breathe deep. Here we go. Let's go back to center together. Bring your body back to center. Release the arms. Open them out wide. Lift them all the way up. This time, please interlace the fingers. Bend the elbows and place the back of the palms at the back of the head. We're going to do circles here. Get the whole torso and hip area involving. Release a breath. Right elbow goes down. Side body on the left stretches. Start to rotate the body so you're folding forward. Head in center. Body folds forward. Both elbows parallel to each other. Here we go to the opposite side. Left elbow travels down. Right elbow lifts up. Eyes gaze up. And here we are. Back to center. Breathe. Just create a beautiful little circular motion here. Like your elbows are leading you into these movements. Remember, in our yoga practice, when we notice that there is an effort or a struggle, we go back into the yoga foundational skills: alignment, breath, and connection. We return into this partnership. And as we're back in center together, open those elbows out wide, gaze upwards, release a breath. Slowly start to separate the fingers away from each other. Reopen the arms through the wingspan. Circle the arms forward. Opposite hands to the knee area and bow. Keep breathing, keep bowing. Partnership. Body, breath, mind, spirit. And we'll rise back up together gently. Slowly start to lift your body up. Bring the hands out into that wingspan again. Lean back lightly. Lift up through the legs and stretch them out in front of you. Bounce behind the knees. There you go. Bring the arms forward. We're going to do a little boat. So we draw the heels towards the sit bones. Bring the fingertips underneath the thighs or beside the thighs. Lean back as you engage core. Feel that navel drawing inwards and upwards to your spine. Connection, partnership. And then we begin. We lift the heels away from the mat. We stretch the legs just so the calves are parallel to our mat. Receive a breath. Here we go. Be a little courageous. Release your hands and arms. Reach the arms towards the toes. And then we're going to reach out just through the right leg. Lean back a little more if need be. Extend through the right heel. Bend the right knee. Reach out through the left leg. You got it. Breathe. So if you're not in your healthy edge, if you don't feel that partnership, then you pause, you create, you modify, you explore into something that truly is your true healthy practice today. One more round. Come back to the center. Lift up the feet a little higher. Use your hands. Give yourself a hug. You can have the feet floating here, or you can bring the feet down onto the mat. Give yourself a little hug, and then plant the soles of the feet down. Slowly begin to transition to your tabletop. Now, if the knees have a little bit sensitive, you can take a blanket and just fold it and have it be across your mat, about maybe a little more than halfway back. So whenever you come down to the knees, that blanket is there for you. That's partnering up as well. From the tabletop, we flow through spinal wave to child's pose. We receive the breath. Come back home here. Release the breath. Downward wave. Tailbone tucking downward, head bowing downwards. And reach the hips back towards the heels. Soften into child. We're not staying, we're just flowing through. Receive a breath. Rise to the tabletop and upward wave. Tailbone lifts upwards and the crown of the head lifts upwards. Releasing breath. Downward wave and just flow back to a soft child's pose. Receive a breath. Rise back to the tabletop and upward wave. One more cycle. Creating balance through partnership, which will diminish the effort of trying to master yoga. Coming back into the center here. We warm now into some energizing, and we're going to review this mastery and effort concept. From tabletop, bring the left leg forward to your low lunge. Top of the right foot rests on the mat. The arms reach out. Feel the body come towards the top of your left thigh as the arms reach out. Connect there, partner there, and then begin to lift the torso. Begin to lift the eyes. Turn the palms up as we did in warming. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Thumbs point down. Open the elbows out. Open the front body. Lean back lightly. Gaze upwards And then do the opposite. Release a breath. Bow forwards. Let the elbows draw towards each other again. Here we go. Breath. Open the front body, open the elbows, lean back lightly and release. Bow forward. In yoga, asana is mastered when all effort is relaxed. If there's a struggle to master it, to try to do the practice, we've gotten a step away from yoga. Open those elbows, lifting up the body. Separate the fingers, open the arms out to a big wingspan. We're going to the open twist. Releasing breath. Left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Gaze back over those right fingertips. Left knee towards the pinky side of your toe. Partnership. Body, breath, connection. And release the breath. Just release the right arm. Start to close the hips to the short ends of your mat. Reach the right arm forward and rise up. Lift up through the fingertips, and then we're going to go into the prayer twist. Palms, fingers, thumbs touch. Thumbs travel to your heart center. Hips hinge us forward. Breath serves our body. We turn to the left. Our right elbow is maybe to the inner, on top, or outer edge of our left thigh. We pause to get in alignment. We reconnect deep to the breath. Create that deep connection. And then turn. Let the left elbow lift lightly if you like or not. One more breath. Come back to the center. All the way back to that center with thumbs at the heart center. Lift up through the fingers and reach up, open those arms out. Plant the palms down to frame your left foot, please, and tuck the back toes under. Lift the back leg. Now you're in high lunge. Whole body skill. Just wiggle the fingers away from your mat. Engage muscular energy through the legs. Reach through the back right heel. Lift through the right knee. And then stretch the left leg out softly. Flow through pyramid. When the leg has gotten to that healthy edge of stretch, bend the left knee, step it back, split dog. Releasing breath, downward facing dog. Come home. Couple breaths. And as we receive the next breath, transition back into that energizing sequence. Heels rise, body shifts forward. So you're flowing through plank now. Knees come down together. Tops of the feet come down. Then we pick up the right foot. The right foot comes forward to the low lunge. We begin to reach the arms outwards and feel how the chest travels towards your thigh so that you get this little bit of extra space to let those arms reach away from each other. Ready? Rise up. Lift the body. Turn the palms up. Reach up through the fingertips. Interlace the fingers. Place the palms at the back of the head. Lean back. Open the front body. Releasing breath. Hip hinge and bow forward. Let the elbows draw towards each other if that's available. Receive. Rise. Open the elbows outwards and lift through the eyes. Release. Remember, if you're feeling any effort and struggle to try to master your yoga, reflect that in yoga, asana is mastered when all effort is relaxed. Ho-ho! Here we are back to the center. Elbows are wide And then the fingers slide apart. The arms open through the wingspan. They rise up. They reach up. Open twist. Reach the right arm forward. Reach the left arm back. Body turns to the left. Right knee opens towards the right pinky toes. Eyes gaze back at the left fingers. Are your thumbs pointed up or are they down? And if you do the opposite, what serves you best? Release a breath. Just release the left arm down. Feel the hips closing, pointing towards the narrow ends of your mat. Reach the arms forward, then rise back up again. Low lunge and prayer twist. Palms will touch, thumbs will travel to the heart center. Hips will hinge us forward. Body will turn to the right, and then that left elbow finds its home. Inner right thigh on top or outer right thigh. Turn the body to the right. Gaze up towards the right elbow. Breathe. One more breath. Explore. Releasing breath. The forearms travel back together. The body comes back into the center. Lift into the low prayer lunge. Lift the arms, open the arms, plant the palms down, framing that right foot, tucking back toes, lifting that back knee up, and flow through pyramid, stretching out the right leg. When you've met that healthy edge, that's where you've partnered up. That's your partnership. Then you move again. Soften the right knee. Slide the right leg back. Split dog. And downward facing dog. Couple of deep breaths here. Yeah. We're preparing our body for the energizing sequence now as we review partnership in yoga. With our very next breath, we prepare to reach out the left leg back into the split dog. We're going to step the left leg forward to high lunge. You might go from here, or you might go to tabletop and bring that left foot forward. Reach out through that right heel. Create that whole body skill. Partnership creates union. Body, breath, mind, spirit. And when we got that, we reach the arms back. Airplane arms. As you release the breath, the arms release. The arms reach forward. The body rises. Pause there. Get here. Find your drishti. Go into a standing balance. Receive the next breath. The arms rise. The right foot steps forward. And then the right foot lifts up. You're going to release the breath to high lunge. Hips hinge. Right leg reaches back. Step onto those little tippy toes. Soften the left knee to the high lunge. Open the arms to sun god. How about doing this again? Receiving breath. Arms reach up. Releasing breath. Bring that right foot forward. Lift that right foot up. One more up. And release a breath. Start reaching that right leg back. Stay connected. Feel the movements. Tippy toes touch. Left knee softens. Arms reach up high. And then open those arms into the sun god. Lean back. We're going to rise the arms back up to high crescent lunge. We're going to transition to warrior two with eagle arms. Releasing of the next breath. Start to spin on the ball of the right foot. Releasing the right foot down. Hips open now. Wide to the long edge of your mat. Arms open out. Wide into that wingspan. Circle the arms forward. Sweep the right arm underneath the left arm. Create your eagle arms today. Focus. Receive a breath. Lift the elbows up a little. Release the breath. See if the hips will sink you down. Stay in alignment. Connect with body and breath. Serve your practice in partnership. A releasing breath. Eagle arms begin to release. Arms reopen to the wingspan. And then we're going to reverse the warrior. Right arm and palm down. Left arm reaching high. Release a breath. Explore into the inner alignment. How does breath serve your body here in this shape? Where are the movements of your mind? They're so intense on all the details. There's no room for them to wander away. That's partnership. Releasing of a breath. Let's return to the warrior. 2. And stretch out that left leg. Prepare for triangle. You may take a little scissor walk in towards the right foot, towards the left foot for triangle. Maybe not. Receive a breath. Open the arms out wide. Release a breath. Start to reach out through the left arm. Let the right hip soften. Just allow that right hip to reach away from your body as you reach through the left arm. So the underneath of your left side of your body is expanding, the same as your top of the right side of your body. Can you feel that? Can you partnership in that? When the left arm softly comes down, it gently touches. Yogi's choice. Where does that right arm want to reside into your triangle today? One more breath. Yeah. And now we're going to transition to full pyramid. Eyes gaze down at the left toes. Soften the left knee. Pick up the right heel. Spin on the ball the right foot. So that right foot is now about 45 or 60 degrees to the front foot. And then windmill the right arm down. Gaze down. Receive a breath. As you release a breath, slowly start to let the left leg stretch out. The right heel travel down towards the mat. Pause. Just soften the left knee again. Lift up the right heel. Release the breath. Stretch the left leg out again. Allow the right heel to travel down. Allow the head to grow heavy. Allow the body to move into this shape at your healthy edge in partnership. Here we go. As we receive the next breath, half lift from here. So you lift the torso away from your thigh. Come up to the fingertips so you feel the lengthening through your spine. And then we'll soften that left knee. Transition to wide straddle. Pick up the left hand. Move it over on top of the left leg, oh, to the outside. Here you go. Hands walk to the long edge of your mat. Feet pivot. Heels turn in. Toes turn out. Honoring Jenny's birthday request. Prayer squat. Hips softly start to travel down. Keep the knees open. You might lift your body here. And just let the hands softly rest on the thighs. Keep the shoulders back. Keep the heart center lifted. You might have that little blanket or something you put underneath the heels of your feet to help you transition into prayer squat. Anjali Mudra with the hands. Thumbs softly touch the heart. Receive a breath. Release a breath. Release into it. And with the very next breath, we're going to slowly plant the palms down, stretch the legs out, start to walk to the opposite end of your mat. Now, if you need to turn the camera or, just flip your body so that you can practice the other side, do what's right for you. Hands are going to walk to the opposite end of the mat. Toes are going to turn to the opposite end of the mat. You're going to go into your high lunge. So you bend that right knee. Engage the left leg. Create your whole body skill. Partnership. It creates this union, which is unique to yoga. Ready to rise? Reach the arms back to airplane. They reach back together. Palms face each other. Fingers spread wide. Thumbs press wide. Then release the arms down. Reach the arms forward. Rise the body. Keep the arms reaching forward here, please. Get home here. And then we do that standing balance. Receive a breath. Arms reach up high. Bring the left leg forward. Energize the right leg. Pick up that left foot. As you release the breath, step back to high lunge. Slowly let that left leg start to step back. The right knee softens. The legs engage. The hips sink down. The fingers reach up, and then open your arms to the sun god. One more. Receive a breath. Start to let the hands and arms reach up. Start to bring the left leg forward, then pick up that left foot. Pick it up. One more up. And release the breath. Step back. High. Crescent lunge. Transition. With sun god arms, reach, lift through the heart, and receiving breath. We're going to transition to warrior two. So we let the arms reach up together, and then we start pivoting onto the ball, the left foot. Bring that left foot down 90 degrees to the front foot. Keep that right knee bent. Open the arms out. Gaze out over the right fingertips. Transition to eagle arms. Release the arms forward. So now the body is facing the long edge of your mat. Your eyes and head are facing the long edge of your mat. And then you lift the arms up, shoulder height. Sweep the left arm underneath the right arm. Create your eagle arms. Receive a breath. Let the elbows lift up gently. Release a breath. Let the lower body get stronger, go deeper. When we create this union, body, breath, mind, and spirit, this is creating the partnership, union of yoga. Check in with your right knee. Is it still pointing out towards the right pinky toes? Kind of strong. Strong practice. As you release the breath, you release the eagle arms. Reopen to the warrior two. Gaze out over the right fingers and peaceful warrior. The left palm and arm reach down and back. The right arm reaches up. If it does begin to reach over, then keep it up by the right ear. Alignment. Always, always, always alignment. Let breath serve this pose here. And as you release the breath, release back to the warrior two, transition to triangle. The right leg stretches out strong. You might take that little scissor walk in with the back leg and foot, you might not. Then you reach through the right fingers. Soften the left hip. Breathe. Pause. Move again. Explore. When the right hand and arm do come down, it's a soft touch on the leg. Above or below the knee, ankle, foot, or mat. Yogi's choice. Where would that left arm serve your triangle pose today? One more breath. And then we transition to the full pyramid. Gaze down at the right toes. Soften the right knee. Pick up the left heel, pivot on the ball of the foot. Create 45 to 60 degree angle. Make it right for you. And then you windmill that left arm down. There you go. You gaze down at the right toes, and when you receive the next breath, you start to stretch that right leg out and draw the left heel down. Pause, soften it. Breathe, move again. Pause, soften, breathe, move again. Hips are level. So if you're free to pick up like the left hand and just place it across your sacrum, to know the hips are level here. One isn't higher or lower, forward or back. They're level in partnership. Wow, isn't that a lot of that from yoga? And as we receive the next breath, we half lift from here. Lift the chest away from the thigh. Rise to the fingerprints. Maybe you've got blocks, and that would be helpful, just to have something like that. Always, always use what's right for you. This is all about creating this union in yoga. And then we soften the right knee, go into the wide straddle. Here we go. Pick up the right hand. Lift it over the right leg. Come to the long edge of your mat. Walk the hands to the center of the feet. And then turn the toes out or the heels in. And you might take a little scissor walk in together a little bit again. Start to soften the knees. Start to drop the hips. Again, honoring Jenny's birthday pose request. Prayer squat. Thumbs resting at the heart. Shoulders releasing. Breath deepening. You've created what's right for you with your props. Move into the prayer squat that serves you today. And release a breath. Palms come down. Legs stretch out ever so delicately. Relax the head. Let the head grow really heavy. Muscular energize your legs. Feel those thigh muscles really engaging into those deep thigh bones. So you can let the arms open out wide. Lift them to the wingspan. And then rise your body from there. Palms turn up. Eyes gaze up. Arms reach up, high, high, high overhead. Soften, micro bend the knees, please. And then scissor walk or heel toe. Feet hip width apart. Oh, so softly. Let the palms, fingers and thumbs touch. And again, draw the thumbs back to your heart center. Standing prayer pose. Soften the eyes. Next breath, we'll transition to the top of our mat. Knees softly bend. Take a step or two to the top edge of your mat. Ragdoll, forward fold. Arms reach straight out in front of you. Separate the palms. Hold the opposite elbows with your hands. Reach those elbows away. Feel that reaching. Then softly start to bend the knees, as you would do in fierce pose or chair pose. But this is about a softening practice, not a strengthening practice. So the knees are softly bending. And then the hips are gently letting your body fold towards the tops of your thighs. When you're home there, let the elbows really release. Let the head release here. And you might swing and sway a little and ragdoll, forward fold. Come back to the center. One breath. Remember that in yoga, asana is mastered when all effort is relaxed. Palms come down. Frame the outsides of your feet. Softly step back to tabletop now. Come back into our tabletop. Flow through a couple rounds of your favorite spinal wave. Knees down or toes tucking, knees hovering. You might favor forearm tabletop spinal wave. Here you go. One more cycle. Deepen into the breath. Transitioning into finishing well. And wherever you are, complete your last sequence there so everything is balanced. Back into the full tabletop. Begin to slowly transition into the supine pose. When the back body is rested on the mat, the knees are bent, you slowly pick up the feet. Give yourself that little gentle hug. Relax the shoulders. Maybe the knees come towards the armpits. Maybe the thighs come towards the chest. And then softly release the breath. Release the hug, please. Soles of the feet come down towards the mat. Pause for a breath. Easy to partnership in yoga when you're resting on your back body. We're going to do the upside down pigeon pose. And we can do that a couple of times if we prefer to stay with that. Or after we do a round of upside down pigeon, we might choose to transition back into down dog and go into full pigeon pose to honor Jeannie's birthday request, the pigeon pose. Here we go with next breath. We're going to pick up the left foot, cross the outer left ankle on top of the right thigh. The left hand just rests on the inner left thigh and we reach that left knee out. Feel that first sensation of hip stretching, hip opening. Stay with that if it's right for you today. Or you bring both hands to the right thigh as the right foot picks up. Let's go back to the alignment and extend through the left heel. Flex the left toes back towards your shin a little bit. See that the shoulders are relaxed. See that the right knee stays softly bent and the lower right leg stays free. And wherever you've placed your hands, then you release the breath and you start to draw the right thigh towards the chest. Each receiving breath, I invite you to pause, check out the partnership, that uniqueness of creating union in yoga. Keep traveling, keep exploring if it's available, or pause if you found that healthy, perfect edge that serves you today. One more breath. Then you softly begin to release. So the right thigh softly travels away from the chest. Hands release from the right thigh. Right foot comes down. Left foot comes down. We pick up the right foot. We cross the outer right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bring your right palm just to the inner right thigh and lightly reach that right knee outwards, away from your body, out to the side. Flex the right toes back. And then hands come to the left thigh. We pick up the left foot. Wherever it serves, so that the hands and arms can gently encourage that left thigh to travel towards the chest. Begin the journey. A deep receiving breath. As you release the breath, you slowly draw the left thigh towards the chest and then pause. Pause. Go back to your basic yoga foundational skills. My alignment. Check in with the level of the hips, the shoulders down, the chin lightly tucked, the back of the neck free. The hips are releasing into this. You're not creating a struggle or effort. Yoga asana is mastered when all effort is relaxed. Honor that healthy edge. One more breath. And then slowly begin to release. So the hands and arms release, the left thigh releases. When you feel the left foot touch your mat, slowly bring the right foot down. Let your body just pause for a breath here and ask yourself, would I like to revisit upside down pigeon one more time? Or would I like to go into down dog, into the full pigeon? Got your decision? If you're doing upside down pigeon, please begin again, picking up the left foot and crossing over the right thigh. If you choose the full pigeon, roll to one side, transition to tabletop, receive a nice deep breath, release the breath, let the heels reach back a little bit towards the hips, hover the knees, push into the mat through the palms and arms, and then stretch your legs out into downward dog. And then we begin by reaching out the left leg to the split dog. We softly bend that left knee. Bring that left knee to the back of your left hand, the outside of your left foot to the outside of your right hand. Feel the home there. It's awkward. Put your partner up. You're creating that union. And then those right toes tuck, and you start to stretch out that right leg. Now you might have a block that you place under the left hip. You might have a blanket that you place under the left hip. You keep settling. Remember, yoga is about relaxing the effort, not about struggling through. Big, big, big difference. Many times it's the movements of the mind that refuse to be a part of that partnership. Body, breath may be willing, but maybe the mind isn't. So wherever it is for you that you're struggling or feeling effort, surrender into that best you can. There's no perfection. It's called a practice. You might stay with a lifted torso lightly. You might start to walk the hands forward ever so gently. And you let the chest just travel towards the left thigh. Head releases, whether you have a block that supports the forehead, or maybe you bend the elbows and stack your fists to support the forehead. Maybe the arms are extended. Wherever you are, upside down pigeon or the full pigeon, you're going to begin to transition back to center. Upside down, you know what to do. Full pigeon, the hands walk back towards the hips. Shoulders back, chest is open. Tuck the back right toes under. Lift the right knee, lift the left knee. Dance back to split dog. That's where you're at. And we'll all meet back into our center, whether it's resting on our back, knees bent, or whether it's downward facing dog. And with next breath, we're going to practice the opposite side. Upside down, you start to pick up the right foot. Downward dog, you pick up the right leg in split dog. As you bend the knee, travel it forward to the back of your right hand, outside of your right foot, to the outside of your left hand. The right knee softly settles down. The back toes tuck and slide, slide, slide away from your body. And then the top of the left foot comes down. Hands walk back towards the hips. Shoulders relax. Front body opens. You notice home here. Breath serves your body. Where's the breath serving your body? Whatever practice you've chosen. If you're walking into the full pigeon, you might bring the hands forward and start walking them away. Please keep the toes flexed back of the bent knee. Stay in that alignment. When we forget alignment, we've broken the partnership from the very get-go. So we need to softly come back, realign, reconnect, get into that place of union that is unique to the yoga. And wherever you are, start deeply surrendering with deep, deep, deep breath. We'll transition back to our center gently. Begin to slowly return away from upside down pigeon or full pigeon. If you're in upside down, both knees bent, both feet flat on the mat, arms resting by the side. If you're coming out of full pigeon, the back toes tuck under, palms plant down, right knee lifts up. Dance back to your split dog. And downward facing dog. And if you are a down dog, please transition to tabletop. Then slowly begin to transition into your supine pose. Knees are bent, everybody. Back body resting on the mat. Arms resting away from the sides. We slowly pick up both feet and give ourselves that beautiful, gentle, honoring hug. And then we're going to roll from hip bone to hip bone, massaging throughout the low back, all the way across the hip bone area. Even feel the sacrum receive that gentle massage-like action. Pause when you pass center this time. And slowly begin to elevate the legs together with or without support. Transition over towards a wall if that would be a place to serve this practice. And as we pause here, preparing our body for Shavasana, reflect on your practice or your practices this month. And how has our theme of, is our yoga to be mastered or to be in partnership? And how has that theme served your practice? With our very next breath, we're going to slowly transition to Shavasana, unless it's yogi's choice to stay with legs elevated. Allow the body to rest. Allow the breath body to breathe itself. Our Shavasana reading is paraphrased from BKS Iyengar, a master yogi. Yoga allows you to rediscover a sense of wholeness in your life, where you do not feel like you are constantly trying to fit scattered pieces together. gently draw your awareness to that place between your eyebrows, expanding that awareness into your space. The wiggling through toes, ankles, fingers, and wrists. As we gently place the left palm at our heart center, right palm across our belly to receive several deep, refreshing breaths. Invite your next breath to awaken you and give your body an awakening stretch. From this awakening stretch, we turn onto our right side. And gently begin to rise into a seated pose. In our easy seated poses with our Anjali Mudra, we begin bowing forward to thank our body for the movements available today, and to thank ourselves for showing up on our mat today. As we rise together, we close together, and may all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. Walking in peace, finding their freedom. Namaste. Thank each of you again for joining together here today. Please unmute yourself. Say goodbye to your fellow yogis.